You were not born into silk. You were born in the mud of a Roman slum. Subura district, Rome, 58 BC. 6 people in one room. Your father is a tanner. Your house smells like rotting animal skin every single day of your life. Your toys are rocks and a dead rat you named Marcus. Childhood ends fast here. At 16, your father dies of a fever in 3 days. No doctor, no medicine, just a wet rag on his forehead and then silence. Now you are the man of the house. Congratulations, you owe 2 months of rent. You walk to the recruitment office. The officer looks at your teeth like you are a horse. Chest width, arm length, height. You need to be at least 5'8". You barely make it. He stamps a wax tablet. You are now property of the Roman Legion. Signing bonus is 3 gold coins. You have never held 3 coins at once in your life. You feel rich. You are not. Basic training. Welcome to the worst 4 months of your existence. Every morning before sunrise, you march 20 Roman miles in full armor. That is about 18 modern miles. You do this carrying a pack that weighs 60 pounds. Poles, tools, rations, cooking gear. You are not a soldier yet. You are a walking construction site. Your armor, the lorica segmentata, overlapping iron strips held together by leather straps. It weighs about 15 pounds. Sounds manageable. After 6 hours of marching in summer heat, it feels like a furnace welded to your spine. Your helmet, the galea, 4 pounds of iron over your skull. No padding inside, just raw metal against your head. After 1 hour, your neck is screaming. After 8 hours, you stop feeling it. That is not a good sign. Your weapon, the pilum, a javelin with a soft iron shank. You throw it into an enemy shield. The iron bends. The shield becomes useless, and the enemy has to drop it. Brilliant engineering. Also weighs 11 pounds. You throw it as hard as possible, and then immediately draw your gladius before the enemy reaches you. You have about 2 seconds to do this. Practice, every day, until your shoulder feels like it belongs to someone else. The gladius, 22 inches of Spanish steel. You do not slash with it. You stab. Short, sharp, upward, thrust into the belly or the throat. Roman fighting is not theatrical. It is a plumbing job. You put a hole in the right place and move on. Shield drill. The scutum. It is not a shield. It is a door. Curved wood, leather cover, iron boss in the center. Weighs 22 pounds. You hold it for 8 hours. Your left arm stops being an arm and becomes a load-bearing wall. The drill instructor beats the back of your knees with a vine stick if you drop it. You do not drop it again. The tortoise formation. Testud. Every soldier locks shields on all sides and above. You become one organism. One tank made of 80 men. Arrows bounce off like rain on a roof. It works perfectly until someone panics. One man flinches and the whole shell cracks. You drill this until it is muscle memory. Until you dream about it. Until you would rather die than break formation. Camp building. Every single night you build a fortified camp from scratch. Ditch, wall, gate, watchtower. 2 hours every night. Rain, snow, enemy territory. Does not matter. A Roman army that cannot build its own city by dark is an army that gets slaughtered in its sleep. The camp is not comfort. The camp is survival. Pay. 225 silver coins per year. Sounds decent. Now they subtract your food, your sandals, your weapons, your tent share, burial fund in case you die, medical fees. What is left? About 80 coins. Annual salary of a field slave with better job security. The empire appreciates your sacrifice. Your first real campaign. You are marching into Gaul under Julius Caesar. The man himself rides past your column on a white horse. You expect a god. You see a thin, pale man going bald who never stops reading while on horseback. He is terrifying anyway. You do not know why yet. The march north. 40 days. Your sandals are designed with studded iron soles for grip. By day 30, the studs have worn down, and every sharp stone goes straight through to your heel. Your feet are a map of blisters and scabs. The soldier next to you has been in the Legion for 12 years. He is marching in silence. You ask him if his feet hurt. He looks at you like you asked if the sky is blue. You stop talking. First battle. You are in the 3rd rank. You cannot see anything except the back of the man in front of you. You hear the war cry first. The Gauls scream and beat their shields, and it is the loudest sound you have ever experienced in your entire life. Your bowels want to surrender immediately. You grip your pilum until your knuckles go white. The front rank locks shields. The pilums fly. Then the 2nd rank. Then yours. You throw into a wall of men and do not watch where it lands. Draw the gladius. The formation pushes forward. You are now inside the crowd. This is not a battle. This is a hallway fight. Elbows, sweat, screaming iron, noise that makes you deaf for 3 days afterward. You kill your first man at arm's length. You feel his breath on your face. You do not think about it. If you think about it, you die. Move to the next one. Your training takes over because your brain has checked out completely. After the battle, the surgeon finds you. Field medicine in 58 BC. Good news, they have wine to clean wounds. Bad news, that is about all they have. The surgical tools look like they were designed for woodworking. The surgeon uses a probe made of bronze to dig the arrowhead out of your shoulder. He gives you a leather strap to bite on. You bite clean through it. He says you are lucky. You choose to believe him. Siege warfare. You are outside a Gallic fortress town. The engineers arrive. These are the men the Legion actually respects. In 2 weeks, they build a wall around the entire town. 8 miles long, towers every 100 yards. 2 ditches, sharpened stakes. They trap 30,000 people inside and just wait. No dramatic assault. No Hollywood heroics. You just starve them out. 4 months. The gates open, and they walk out looking like shadows. Roman efficiency. Promotion. After 5 years, you make optio, assistant to the centurion. Your pay goes up by 100%. Your beatings also go up by 100%. Because now the centurion beats you with his vine stick, and you beat the soldiers with yours. The vine stick, symbol of command. You hit the recruits across the shoulders when they march wrong. You feel like a monster. Then you remember your own training and hit them a little harder. Year 9, the Rhine campaign. Winter, German forests. This is not Gaul with its open fields and terrified farmers. This is dark, ancient, dense forest, where every tree looks the same, and sounds come from everywhere at once. The Germans do not fight in formation. They disappear into the trees and materialize behind you screaming. 3 cohorts ahead of you were destroyed last week. No bodies recovered. Just silence where 2,000 men used to be. You build fires double size and never move without your full kit. You sleep with the gladius in your hand. Your feet have frostbite. The surgeon says you will keep the toes, but to stop complaining. You eat frozen bread and leather-hard dried meat, and thank every god you know that you are still eating at all. Year 15, centurion. You command 80 men. You are responsible for whether they live or die. The vine stick is yours now. You have earned it with 15 years of blisters, scars, frozen toes, and dead friends. You know every man in your century by the sound of his breathing. You know who will hold the line and who will hesitate. In battle, you stand at the front right corner of the formation, the most exposed position. This is not stupidity. This is leadership. Your men will not break if they can see you standing there. Year 20, one last campaign. The armor fits like a second skin now. You barely notice the weight, but the knees notice, the left one especially. The surgeon says it is the marching. 20 years of marching. He cannot fix it. You will walk with a limp for the rest of your life. You are 42 years old, and your body is a 65-year-old body. Rome has used it completely. Discharge day, a bronze diploma, official release from service, a land grant outside the city of Carthage, 50 acres of African soil. You also receive a small sum of gold coins, Roman citizenship. If you did not have it already, you have it now. Your sons will be Romans. Their sons will be Romans. You marched your bloodline into civilization. Life totals. Years served, 20. Miles marched, roughly 40,000. Campaigns, 7. Battles, 23. Wounds requiring surgery, 4. Friends buried in foreign soil, 19. Countries you slept in, 6. Languages you learned enough of to insult someone, 3. Gold kept after deductions, almost nothing. You sit on your 50 acres, and you look at the African horizon. The knees hurt. The shoulder that took the arrowhead clicks every time you raise your arm. You wake up sometimes in the night, still listening for the enemy. That will never stop. But the wheat grows in your field. Your name is on a bronze plate in Rome, and when your grandson asks you what you did with your life, you do not speak. You just show him the scars and let him count. You think you have it hard. You have a mattress. You have painkillers. You have shoes that were made for your specific feet. The man who built the road you drove on this morning died 40 miles from home and never saw his family again. Think about that next time you complain about your commute. Think the gladius was the deadliest Roman weapon? Wrong. It was the shovel. The Roman army dug its way to victory. Every campaign began with excavation. Every victory began with infrastructure. The sword won the battle. The shovel won the war. Think Roman soldiers were fearless? The night before the Battle of Cannae, where Rome lost 70,000 men in a single afternoon, soldiers were writing their names on tiles and leaving them with the camp servants, in case there was nobody left to identify them. Fear is universal. What mattered is that they stood in line anyway. You think we are different? Every morning in rush hour, millions of people put on their armor, pick up their load, and march into a world that does not care about them personally. Same formation, same discipline, different enemy. The Legion never really ended. It just changed uniform. If you watch to the end, you're no longer the same as you were at the beginning. Like it if the story resonated with you, subscribe. There are still many people to come. People no one has made a film about.